What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So here's what's going on right now. More states are planning on issuing some form of a stimulus check to their residents. And I have another state that's going to be issuing $500 stimulus checks to lower income workers. So this is really good news. I will address that in just a minute. I'm also going to give you a little bit of an update regarding further stimulus that we'll see possibly from the federal level. We're going to talk about how the White House is really scrambling at this point. Tomorrow should be interesting to see what happens. And this is really talking about the CPI reading that comes out tomorrow morning. We also want to address how Democrats need a bill. They aren't just saying that they want a bill, they're saying they need a bill because of the upcoming midterm elections. And then I have some daily news regarding COVID as well. So first off, hopefully you guys' Wednesday has been going extremely well. But let's get right into the update for today. First, Governor Baker of Massachusetts will actually be sending out $500 stimulus checks to lower income workers. These checks will go to 500,000 workers. 500,000 checks will be issued, which is great news. These payments will go to people making more than $12,750 a year, but you can't make more than 300% of the federal poverty line per household. So, just to give you an idea, a single filer with zero dependents, you can't make more than $38,280. Now, a couple that has 2 children, you can actually make closer to $75,000 per year combined. So that's a big deal, big difference, but this should mean a lot of households will qualify. Now, this income, it's not based off of 2022. It's not even based off of 2021. This income is based off of your 2020 federal income tax numbers. So if you were too high then, you will not get a payment now. So just keep that in mind. One thing I do want to explain to you guys though, one of the things that we're seeing is Democrats are urging Congress to pass immediate relief to the American people. Democrats are saying that right now, it's not about what they want to do, it's what they need to do. And they're saying that they are not doing enough to help out the American people and to help themselves win the midterm elections. Recently, Democratic governors have been in support of actually letting the mask mandates expire. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, well, of course they are because the COVID cases are coming down. Well, yes and no. The COVID cases are starting to decline, but deaths are actually going up. And some are actually worried about the BA.2 Omicron subvariant being even more transmissible than the current Omicron variant. So even though there's some discussions as to, well, yeah, we should let the mask mandates expire, the reports are actually indicating that right now, governors are saying they're just following the science. This is what Democratic governors have been saying for a while. Let's follow the science. And I'm all for following the science when you actually follow it to the T. But according to recent reports, the science hasn't changed. Many Democratic governors, according to these reports, are actually removing mask mandates because, according to these reports, they say they would look good during the re-elections. Now, here's the reason why I even bring this up. Because this is exactly what we are seeing, and this is what's so frustrating, is that right now, we don't know what's true. We don't know what people are doing because they really want to help out the American people, or are they just trying to get on our good side so we re-elect them to that position? I don't know, and it's very difficult to really determine that at this time, but all the reports are indicating that out of all the states, really, the majority of these states that are going to let the mask mandates expire, should they really be doing this? They say no. But they're going to do this because that's going to be the best thing for their state and their campaign. Now, one thing I can say is that to help out the state, yes, removing a mask mandate would really help because many people don't go into restaurants or stores or whatever because the store and that restaurant is requiring them to wear a mask and they will not wear a mask whatsoever. I know a lot of people that do not wear a mask will not go into a store because of that one mandate. So what happens? Well, they just don't go shopping. That's it. So things could completely change, and this could turn our economy around once again. So we'll see what happens there. We do know right now the White House is bracing for an awful CPI reading tomorrow morning. I told you guys this the other day that I am going to be doing a full update tomorrow, just like I always do when the CPI readings come out. Currently, our inflation rate is at 7%. The expectation is 7.3% for January, and we will know that tomorrow morning. Now, in this report, it should give us a pretty good indication of where the Federal Reserve stands and whether they should raise rates faster than anticipated. Now, here's the thing that we need to keep in mind. If the Fed raises rates faster, the stock market's likely going to sell off, and the Federal Reserve doesn't care. Okay, they're not there to hold your hand while you trade stocks and potentially make money. But with these companies likely slowing down, right? They will most likely slow down their hiring process as well. The chances are they're going to operate very lean over the coming months. Now, if workers can't go back to work because there's just not enough jobs out there, this could be the beginning of a recession very soon. And that's why some people say that we need to be cautious of what we are spending money on right now, because, and especially if it's a monthly payment, it's something that's recurring, that you can't cancel, that would be devastating to jump into something like that right now. These are things like homes, cars, especially if they're very expensive. A home that's completely fixed up that you can't add any more value to, probably not the best time to be purchasing that. A car that is overpriced to begin with and it's just a depreciating, it's just a liability really, something like that, you probably shouldn't be buying anyway. But that's what experts are saying is, let's be cautious with how we spend our money right now. And again, I'm just going to throw this out there. But if everybody is cautious about how they spend their money and everyone's hoarding money, guess what? Chances are we will be in a recession very quickly because nobody's spending. There's no growth. Our GDP is actually declining. And 2 consecutive months of a declining GDP means we are in a recession. Now, let's get to some of the COVID news. What we're finding out now is that Sweden is planning on ending their mass testing. They're saying that mass testing is not proving to be worth the expensive cost. And they say, and I quote, "We have reached a point where the cost of relevance of the testing is no longer justifiable." And many expect at some point this is going to be the same route that the United States takes as well, sometime in the near future. Now, I don't think they're going to just eliminate mass testing entirely, but we could really see, testing sites go away. We could see, free testing in certain locations. But as far as mass testing, that's probably going to be done with at some point. Some are expecting it could possibly be within the next 3 to 6 months. My guess is it might even be even sooner than that, depending on if the federal government gets more funding to actually do testing. So we'll see. The CDC is also saying that they need to approve the kid COVID shot very soon. But they're already telling health agencies to be prepared for deliveries by February 21st. I believe that's President's Day. So that's in 12 days. The CDC does plan to roll out 10 million doses in 3 different stages. Remember, these are for kids that are between the ages of 6 months and 4 years old. We already have the vaccine for 5 years old and up. So that's what we know at this time. Again, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share all latest news and updates. But one thing I can tell you is that as more states see how much additional money that they have in their reserves, and they have a surplus of cash, they're gonna start sending this money out to their residents. So this means other states other than Massachusetts could be getting money very soon. So if you have any questions on any of this stuff, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.